Trista, what are you doing?
Nothing. I was just trying out my voiceover capabilities. I didn't see you there.
Oh, stop it. I think you might be scaring the Xenites.
Oh, come on, Liliana. They survived Velasca, Hope, Joxer's soup recipe, Xena's toenails, and that Tyrella story.
Okay, I get your point.
They have balls the size of Texas.
Yeah, that's where Renee O'Connor's from.
It is. Oh my God, look at us. We're being so rude. Welcome to the Babbling Bards podcast.
A podcast made by Xenites for Xenites, where we rate each episode, give you a play-by-play of the episode, and Trista will throw in a few fun facts here and there that you may not know.
Yeah, we go over the noticeable oopsies and, what's that part that I dread the most?
The subtext?
Yep, that'd be it. That's the part my photo man just lacks the ability to catch on to.
Well, that's okay, because you catch it. Eventually.
5,000 rewatches later.
Like I said, eventually. So tell me, any subtext in today's episode?
You're kidding, right? It's Xena. Of course there is.
Yeah, good point.
Except, this first season, I don't see the subtext. Maybe a little in Altered States, maybe a little in the Titans, maybe a little in the Greater Good, maybe a little in Is There a Doctor in the House? But, yeah. Now, season 6, I can see that one. But not this early.
Well, we need you to see it this early.
Well, maybe you're just asking too much of me. Oh my God, why is there so much pressure on me?
No pressure. You'll get it. Like I said, eventually. You'll get it.
I can't do 5,000 rewatch. We don't have enough time. We have all these episodes to cover. We have people counting on us.
We have all...
Good thing I have research.
Yep.
Okay, so today's episode, we're gonna be featuring a baby.
Cradle of Hope.
Yeah.
Shared September 25th, 1995.
It did. And we have a special guest star named Pandora on this episode. And King Gregor. And his associate.
Nemos.
So how many chakrams would you give this episode? Not rocket science, Liliana. Come on.
I don't know. Maybe a 3.5.
Really?
4. I don't know. It was okay.
Yeah. I kind of like this episode. Yeah. I give it a 3.7 just because that weird slow-mo.
3.7. Okay.
Yeah, just because that weird slow-mo part weirds me out. I don't know why, but it does. Come here. It sounds like Gabrielle trying to speak whale.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Cradle of Hope. We have an oracle meeting with King Gregor and Nemos.
Right.
And she's reading runes. Celtic, Greek, Roman, German.
Don't know. They're
Chinese.
Runes. I don't know what kind they are.
Xena and Gabrielle and Jox are like the smartest people alive.
Why is that?
Really? Okay, so think about it this way. Let me break it down for you.
Okay.
I'm not gonna rap. I was gonna rap, but it would have just been bad. So anyway.
Do it anyway.
I'm not doing it anyway. So, all the world's a stage, and the men and women... I'm sorry, I went Shakespeare. What am I going... See, I have too much stuff going through my mind all at one time.
You were saying how Xena, Gabrielle, and Jock because...
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Alright.
It was a joke, Liliana.
Okay.
It's okay to laugh. Oh, well, that was forced. That's better. Okay, so think of it this way. America had not been discovered yet. America, well, with the exception of Amerigo Vespucci. America was discovered by Christopher Columbus in 1492. Okay? So there's no Americanized speech. Okay? Gabrielle and Xena and Joxer are all Greek.
Right.
They're all from Greece.
Yes.
Which would mean they speak what language?
Greek.
So it's understood by us as viewers that, hey, they're actually speaking Greek. It's just sounding English to us because we're cattle, right?
Okay.
So, Greeks, well, yes, you could be bilingual back in those days. However, it wasn't as, rampant as what it is now. So you have them going to Britannia, for example. So they speak English in Britannia. Well, that's, pretty believable, I suppose, right?
Right.
But you also have them going to India, where the language at the time would have been like Sanskrit and Aramaic in the other desert part. And then you have them going to Rome, where the language would have been Latin at that point in time.
Yeah.
And then you have them going to Chin, where they speak Chinese. And then you have them going to Japan, where they would speak Japanese. So either they're really fucking smart, and they can speak like 6 languages, or every other country can speak Greek. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to really be able to communicate very well that way. So I chalk it up to Xena and Gabrielle and Jox are like the smartest human beings on the planet. Because they can go to all these places and they can automatically speak their language. It's like the 10th Kingdom. When he eats the bean.
Yeah.
So he can understand the dog when the dog's talking.
Right.
I wonder if they carried magic beans.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so.
Anyways.
Oracle's reading the runes.
Reading the runes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Oracle tells the king and Nemos that's a prophecy about a baby that was born that will.
You know a baby's born every time you blink your eyes?
Okay. No, I did not.
Yeah, that's true. Scientific fact.
That's a lot.
Yeah, no wonder the world's overly populated.
But then again, some also dies
every time a baby's born.
So it balances out.
You know we live just to die?
Yeah.
Isn't that morbid? Tell you, man.
That's kind of depressing.
Yeah. Huh. Speaking of depressing.
Yes.
So Nemos is pretty depressed.
Yeah.
There's this baby born that's, being foretold that it's going to take the throne.
Right.
And he looks pretty worried. Like a little more worried than King Gregor looks.
Uh-huh.
Do you know why?
Sure, you're going to tell us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm a know-it-all. I'm not really a know-it-all, guys. I'm actually not very smart.
Oh, no. Very, very smart.
No, I'm actually not very smart.
Oh, yes, you are.
No, my mind just snaps a bunch of pictures of stuff that I read, so then I can't forget.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, back in those days. No. But anyway, back in those days, Nemos, the advisor,
right,
with King Gregor having no next of kin, or at least it's understood that he has no next of kin in this episode.
Right.
Nemos would have been next in line to take the throne. So anybody else that could have possibly come after King Gregor, he would have foreseen as a threat.
Right.
So that's why he wasn't very happy.
No.
Especially once he remembered that, one of King Gregor's servants had just had a baby and the mother died in childbirth, but the baby survived.
Yeah.
So.
And, So, and then there's one of the servants that's there in the room.
Overhearing
all of this. And so she goes back to where the servants are at.
The servants' quarters?
The servants' quarters. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And she
glad I could help.
tells the nurse, is it?
Yes.
That, we need to get the baby out of here because Nemos is coming for him.
And the nurse is pretty reluctant to give the baby up.
Yeah.
But she, was kind of persuaded because, the one that we learn later is Ophelia. She tells the nurse, look, you swore to his mom on his deathbed you'd protect him. This is the way you're going to have to do it.
Right?
So, yeah.
So she takes the little tyke, puts him in the basket, and down the river he goes.
And here we have our very first allusion in Xena to a biblical story.
Right.
We have an allusion to the story of Moses, who is put in the reed basket and floated down the river by his mother to escape Pharaoh's wrath, because Pharaoh at the time was killing all the boys because he didn't want his throne overtaken.
Right.
And then Pharaoh's daughter rescued Moses out of the river, took him in, raised him as her own.
Yeah.
And he ended up kicking the crap out of Pharaoh anyway. But, so anyhow, that's the first biblical allusion, and they allude to different things. They allude to, like, Abraham and Isaac, and David and Goliath, and a couple more. But we'll get into those later.
We'll get to those.
Yeah.
So, okay. Baby floating down the river.
Whining around like babies do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut to Xena and Gabrielle.
Gabrielle snoozing.
She is. Wake up, asks her. No, Gabrielle asks Xena how she slept.
Yes, she did.
And she said, like a rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then she asked Gabrielle how she slept. And Gabrielle says,
on a rock.
On a rock. And this leads to what some might think.
You're talking about my research, huh?
Yes.
So some people think this little area is a subtext area that comes from the direction that Gabrielle was sleeping snuggled up on Xena. Because Xena said she slept like a rock. Gabrielle, said she slept like she was on a rock. So a lot of people took that to mean that Gabrielle was curled up next to Xena snoozing.
Right.
But I tend to discredit this one because, like, 2 seconds later, she says, I spent most of the night looking around for the one patch of ground that didn't have a boulder on it. So either there were a bunch of Xena warrior princesses lying around, or she was talking about literal rocks. So, and you know what my opinion is. Not that I don't think Xena and Gabrielle were a thing, because I guess I've been converted, but this early on, I think they're still in getting to know you for the next 6 seasons. I'm just kidding. No. I'm just kidding.
I know.
Gotcha.
Okay. So they're chit-chatting, and then they get interrupted by this sound that they hear.
It's a griffin.
Well, Gabrielle thinks it's a griffin.
Or a cat.
Thinks it might be a griffin with a cat.
In its mouth.
In its mouth.
But it's not.
No, it's not. Xena pulls back the brush by the river, and he's a baby.
He's a tiny human.
He's a baby. Sucking on his thumb.
Not sucking his thumb, it's sucking its fist.
Its fist.
Yeah.
So whatever. It's sucking.
Okay. And then, in a time of ancient god, warlords and kings, a land in turmoil cried out for a hero.
Right.
Yeah. She was Xena, mighty princess, forged in the heat of battle. The power, the passion, the danger.
So, they take the baby.
After the theme song.
Yes. And Gabrielle's, holding him and saying that she always wanted a little brother, that, they should name him Gabriel.
Not yet.
Okay.
But we do learn that Xena has no tolerance for the baby.
Yeah, because he's, crying, and she, looks at...
What's the matter with it? Are you holding it wrong or something?
Looks at her with this,
disgusted
look on her face, oh my God, what are you doing? Shut it up already.
Gabrielle's like, I think he's hungry. We should call him Gabriel.
Yeah.
And then it's my favorite oopsie in the entire series.
And then what happens? You guys have to pay attention to this part.
Hey, you guys pay attention, because Liliana didn't catch on to it, and then I pointed it out. But it's really funny because Renee O'Connor, as we mentioned, is from Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas. In Katy, Texas.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Very nice, sweetheart.
Anyway.
So, she, by all rights, should have a Texan accent. She should. As Gabrielle, she should even have a Greek accent. Do you know what accent she should not have?
Irish.
An Irish accent. Even though her surname O'Connor is an Irish surname. However, when you hear her talking and she says, you should call him Gabriel, then you hear her say, and of course, Xena's is a nice name too, but when she says, and of course, she says it with an Irish accent. So it comes out, and of course, Xena's is a nice name too. So you guys be on the listen out for that, because it's
funny.
It gives me a happy. So
yeah, I got a kick out of that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so then we're back to Nemos and King Gregor. Nemos is informing him that the baby escaped and they need to seek him out. And Nemos is all wanting to
86
to kill him.
Yeah.
The king's like, I can't do that.
Well, King Gregor's like, I'll worry about him when he's grown with a dagger at my throat.
Right. Nemos doesn't want to wait for that.
Right. He'd rather go ahead and take him out while he's defenseless.
Right.
You freaking prick. I hate Nemos.
So do I.
So anyway. Gabrielle and Xena are back to them walking through the woods, and they're going to find food for the baby.
Right.
Now, I don't know what they're planning on feeding the baby, because they clearly say food. They don't say milk. They say get him some food or something. Well, the kid's not very old.
No.
So I'm like, are they going to go get him some beef jerky, or nachos and cheese, or maybe a piece of pizza?
Mash something up for him. I don't know.
You're going to boil some carrots and squish him, or... Yeah. But, he's still too little to eat solid food.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they meant.
But no, they very specifically said food.
Yeah,
not milk.
I know.
That bugs me, because then later on they say, we need to go find him some milk.
Yeah. Okay, so...
I don't know. I call continuity error. They forgot how old the baby was.
So we're walking along. Their path there. They come upon a crowd of people. And they're about to...
With the weasel.
Yeah, the weasel. We call him a weasel.
Xena calls him a weasel. She said, you must be the leader. Because I've often found that leaders are weasels.
So they're about to hang this woman. She's sitting on a horse with a noose around her neck.
They slap the horse's ass.
Yeah.
Off the horse trots. Yep. And she goes a-swinging.
She drops. And then Xena pulls out her chakram.
And it's so nice to see the chakram return.
Because it wasn't in the last episode.
It was not in Dream.
I mean, it was there, but it wasn't used.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No, it wasn't there. It was only there for like the first little piece because
What?
when she was in the dreamscape, she didn't have it until the end scene. But yeah, she didn't use it.
So, she uses the chakram,
cuts
the rope, lady falls down.
And she starts coughing.
Yeah. And then she gets her whip and,
strings up the weasel.
Strings up the weasel with it. Hey, anybody want to take his place? And everybody just scatters.
And then she drops him.
They just scatter and leave him there. Thought that was funny.
Do you know what else I think's funny?
Huh?
Because like we know how later in the series we see that Xena has like medical skills.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that she nabbed him right above where it would have broken his neck. Right above where it would have choked him. She nabbed him where it would cut off his airflow. But not where it would kill him. But she strung him up by the whip.
Okay.
Because you can see it goes like right underneath the jaw. But it doesn't go over his larynx, his Adam's apple.
Okay.
I attribute that to her medical skills, but it may have just been the way that it looked when they filmed it. I don't know.
Probably.
Well, I like to think what I want.
Okay. You do that. Okay. So.
It's a free country. Right now, anyway.
So, Gabrielle goes to grab this lady's bag.
Being a gentleman.
Right. Be careful with it. Be careful with it.
And Gabrielle's like, I got it.
I got it.
And she looks just like a struggling mother.
Yeah.
Holding a baby in a diaper bag.
It's funny because Xena's just standing there just with this look on her face.
Like a dude.
Staring at this lady who we don't know who she is yet. Just standing there, letting Gabrielle struggle with holding the baby in the bag.
just like the
look on her face. It's just funny.
Well, the look that Gabrielle gives Xena when she passes by her is funnier though. Because she looks at Xena like, you can't help me, thanks, dude. So.
Right. So yeah. So then they
go and find a cave.
Find shelter in a cave.
Yeah. And then Gabrielle, trying to control the baby who's wriggling. Except, well, she acts like it's wriggling, but at this point it's a doll. So it's not really wriggling. Then she sets the bag down and the box falls out of
the bag.
And
then the lady grabs it. Be careful with it. And then how does she introduce herself? Do they ask who she is?
Well, Xena tells her, like, we didn't get your name, and she says it's Pandora. And Gabrielle, being a bard, she like geeks out extreme. She's like, Pandora, the one that opened the box? And she's like, no, that's my grandmother.
Right.
And so it's like, well, that's random. And then Gabrielle's like, the box! And she realizes.
She kind of steps back like, oh, shit. It's the box. She touched the box. So, yeah.
So, Pandora is pretty much going on and on about how she's cursed with this box. And then they discuss the myth, and she's talking about how her grandmother opened it and let everything escape except for the hope of mankind.
For hope, yeah.
Oh, they should have kept that thing contained.
Not that hope. That's later on.
Can we just pretend like it didn't happen?
Oh, I wish.
I like those episodes, but I can't stand Hope. Which is funny because I like Renee O'Connor. And she plays a very good villain.
She does.
Like, it's scary.
She does.
I wouldn't run into her in a dark alley.
Some of those looks she gives is like...
Yeah. Like, thug life, Ren. Yeah. Quit getting sidetracked, Lillian. Oh my god. Hold it together.
Okay. Alright. So, we're in the tavern now.
We are?
Well, no, not us.
They better have code red.
So they go to a tavern to find milk.
For the baby.
For the little child.
And they find pork for Xena because she's ready to kill the little child.
Yeah.
Because he's crying.
And the barkeep owner, tavern dude, whatever, won't serve them until,
they check their weapons.
So Xena reluctantly hangs up her sword and chakram.
I always wondered why she doesn't keep her chakram on her, because not many people would realize it was a weapon, because not many people know what it is.
Right.
I've always wondered that. Anyway, I don't know.
Alrighty. So, he serves them their wine and their port, and he's just staring down the baby. Kind of creepy. Looking at it.
Same way a Republican would look at a gay couple with a baby.
Yeah.
So Xena pretty much is like, you have a problem with our baby?
Yeah. And then we see the owner, tavern guy, whatever, sending this kid to go get Nemos, and you can hear him, saying, "Go get Nemos." And then next thing we know, Nemos and his guards, cronies, are busting through the door. By order of King Gregor, that baby is under arrest.
And he's so young too.
I know. Jeez.
So Xena takes a sip of her port. She looks like she's taking a sip of her port. She tells him, "Well, I guess you better get the baby to him."
Right.
She takes a drink. She grabs a torch off the wall. When she's reaching, like she's going to get the baby, she grabs a torch and she breathes fire for the first time.
Fire.
I have a fun fact.
Okay.
You want to hear my fun fact?
Yes.
Okay. Do you really, or are you just saying that because...
Yes, I like your fun facts.
So, you're always going to want to be careful with your star actress.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so you take all the necessary precautions, such as having a professional fire breather come in when your actor is going to have to perform a really dangerous stunt.
Yeah.
And it is dangerous. I mean, it's fire breathing.
Fire. Yeah.
So they would have professionals come in to test the proof of the alcohol. And the higher the proof of the alcohol is, the more flammable, and it would burn hotter. And in some cases, the alcohol would come back.
Yeah.
So about 5 minutes before Lucy Lawless has to do this stunt, they had the fire breather professional come in, check the alcohol proof, and it set his face on fire because the flame came back.
Oh, wow.
So they get a different alcohol, hand it to Lucy, and pretty much like, here,
your turn.
So the guy tells her, one of the other fire breathers tells her, drink some milk. Drink a glass of milk.
Yeah.
It'll coat the inside of your mouth, your esophagus, and your stomach, just in case the fire comes back, because there's something in the milk that'll kill the fire. It'll extinguish it. Yeah. So anytime she would have to do a fire breathing deal, up until they started CGIing it. Because like season 3 on, they CGI'd all the fire breathing.
Yeah.
And then season 6, she did the real deal again because it was the last season.
Yeah.
But, so she would always drink a glass of milk before she would breathe fire. Like all good dragons do. So, yeah.
But, yeah. That's some scary stuff. Wow.
So we see her breathe fire for the first time.
Yeah.
And then there's a big fight.
Yes.
And Pandora and Gabrielle hide with the baby.
She's able to get her weapons back.
Right. And kicks all the soldiers' butts.
Yeah. Nemos notices the box, so he grabs it and takes off.
Right.
Funny as the guards, whatever, are running out the door, Xena just smacks one of them on the butt with her sword.
That's pretty good scene. Anyway, after they all clear out, then the pinch returns.
A pinch.
And it no longer lasts for 20 seconds.
It's under a minute.
It doesn't last for 30 seconds yet either.
No. And we have the first nosebleed from the pinch.
Yes, I like it, a nosebleed. And this fella deserved it.
Yeah, he did. I didn't like him.
I didn't like him.
The tavern dude.
So he needs to be fitted for a pair of cement shoes.
He got the pinch put on him.
Yeah, good.
And then, what is that Xena says? You can either
we can talk,
or
pretty much you can die.
Yeah. So, yeah, of course he's all like, I'll talk.
So then, when she says, you sent the kid to find after them,
Yeah.
That was pretty smart. What do they want with the baby? And he's like, I don't know. So she does the finger wiggle.
Yeah.
Like she's going to put the pinch back on him. And he tells Xena about the oracle that showed up and gave the prophecy to King Gregor, and that, they wanted the baby under arrest. And she's like, well, what are they going to do with it? He's like, I don't know. And he really doesn't know.
Yeah.
But she's like, okay. So they take off and they go somewhere. I don't know where they go, because at that point they go to like this house thing.
Yeah.
And I'm jumping ahead. In the meantime, we kick back to Nemos. He's in the room with King Gregor.
Yeah.
And Nemos says that as much as he can't believe he's saying it, but they need to kill the baby.
He's trying to be so dramatic.
And King Gregor's like, what kind of king am I going to look like if I order the death of a child?
Right.
And then that's when Nemos shows King Gregor the box. And he's like, I've got this. And they don't come right out and say that they know what it is.
Yeah.
But the way they're carrying on with it, they know that it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So King Gregor's like, I'm not going to open it. It would be foolish. And Nemos is like, yeah, but a warrior princess might. So he's really trying to play into King Gregor's fear of Xena, because he knows King Gregor knows of Xena, because when they're in the room discussing to begin with, and he tells him he ran into Xena, King Gregor makes the comment, I fear the day I have to go up against her army.
Right.
Because unbeknownst to him, he doesn't know that Xena's turned over a new leaf.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So they argue about that, and then the king suggests that we should, that he wants to talk with Xena,
because they want to try and switch the baby for the box.
And then at that moment they receive a note saying that Xena wants to meet with him. So, coincidence.
And this was funny here too, because Lucy Lawless always wanted to play it as Xena couldn't read or write.
Right.
But they wouldn't let her do that because they were afraid it would make Xena look stupid. So that's why the note came from Xena. It wasn't her. I haven't sent it through anybody else. But anyway.
Okay.
So then we go back to wherever the hell they're staying, because they're indoors somewhere now. They're no longer in the cave.
Yeah, I have no clue.
And Gabrielle pops in. And she's hooded.
Right.
And she tells Xena, she's like, I got milk for the baby. And King Gregor will meet with us. And she goes on to tell Xena, hey, you have no idea how hard this milk was to get. And then we have our first use of the word dinars.
Yeah. Because before they would say gold.
Yeah. Everything is gold.
From here forward,
charge her a piece of gold.
From here forward, it's dinars.
And Gabrielle's like, we're worth 1,000 dinars. I'm tempted to turn myself in. And this is where I should have caught on to the fact that Gabrielle was a peasant, but I just didn't. Not until like season 3-ish.
Yeah.
So.
And they notice, or Gabrielle notices, Pandora just rocking the baby back and forth and just like staring off into space.
She's like catatonic. It's weird.
Yeah. So she's all like, what's wrong with her? And
then Xena, you see in this episode really how little patience Xena really does have. Because she doesn't have the patience for the baby. She doesn't have the patience for Pandora. She's like she's been like this ever since the box was missing. I mean, it's just her temperament, the way that she says it.
Yeah.
So you really see, like, over the course of the series, how much Gabrielle kind of tempered that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she's really quick-tempered, short-tempered at first, and then she really mellows out.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Anyway.
So then, Pandora goes on to tell them that, if she's doesn't have that box by midnight, it'll open itself.
Right.
Because she's the only one that can, reset the lock on it.
So then they have oh shit face.
Yeah. That's kind of why she's got this far off look on her face, kind of.
Far off? Far off?
Yeah.
Sweetie, the lights were on in the mall, but nobody was shopping.
Nobody was shopping.
Anyway.
So yeah, she's kind of freaking.
Yeah. So then we go back to King Gregor and Nemos, who are in the tavern. And Xena's hiding, so she can make sure that it's just the two of them, because she doesn't want to be ambushed. Pretty much. And when they pop out, they ask her, King Gregor asks her, he's like, where's the baby? And she said, safe and non-negotiable.
Right.
And King Gregor says, well then, why did you want to meet with us? And she says, well, I wanted to look into your eyes and see what kind of a king orders the death of a baby. And then King Gregor pretty much treats it like she's trying to bully him. And he's like, well, I know of your reputation. You don't scare me. Pretty much. And then Nemos brings up that they have the box.
Right. And they try bartering the box, but it's a no-go for Xena.
Yeah, she won't take it.
No.
So they leave. Nothing's resolved. And Xena goes back. And then right after Xena comes back, in comes Gabrielle with somebody else.
Yeah. Xena just got this look on her face like, the hell is this?
And see, this is another area where people read that as subtext. Because I don't either, but the look on the consensus, I guess, among a lot of the different message threads. I mean, you got to remember, I read like 500 different message threads trying to do research, so it's like impossible for me to remember which ones, what was posted on and what website and this and that. But anyway, I should really start writing that down. So people read the look on Xena's face when Gabrielle comes in with Ophelia.
Yeah.
They read the look on her face as one of jealousy, as opposed to like, the hell are you thinking?
Yeah, no.
Like, who's this? Where have you been? Because they're like, it comes off accusatory, like it would be over a jealous partner.
Right.
Coming up with an accusation at their significant other. That
I don't see it like that.
I don't either. I see it more like, hey, you're compromising our safety.
Yeah,
what are you thinking?
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Nope.
Gabrielle explains who she is, and Ophelia's like, I'm the one that put the baby in the river.
Yeah, and Gabrielle's all like, you needed a way into the castle. Choose our way into the castle.
And Xena's all like,
and she has this pleased look on her face like, hey, way to go, Gabrielle.
Xena's like, where did you find her? And Gabrielle tells Xena, she's like, hey, you fight, I talk. We each have our gifts.
Right.
Which is kind of nice because you see in Dreamworker where Gabrielle, because she's so well spoken, because she's a bard, she's learned the way of storytelling, so she's learned to speak with confidence. But you see in Dreamworker she doesn't really have confidence.
Yeah.
Until Xena gives her confidence. She's like, you're good at talking. I know you can talk your way out of stuff. Pretty much. Because you can see in Dreamworker she has that moment where she's like, I'm not really good at anything.
Yeah.
And so now here you can see we're like, because Gabrielle, I mean, by all rights at that point in time was a young kid. I mean, she's estimated to be like 16, 17 years old when she starts traveling with Xena. Did you know that? I knew that. Yeah.
I thought it was older.
Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
No. Like, I think it's somebody, which I mean, nobody knows.
Yeah.
But 17 is what it's estimated.
That's what I thought. Around 17.
Around 17 is when it's estimated.
Okay.
But you see pretty much this kid that's never been outside of a town where you vegetate until you die. That and obviously doesn't have parents that really instill self-confidence in them. So now you've got Xena who's talking her confidence level up, and that's the first time you see Gabrielle with the recognition of, hey, I really am good for something.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of nice to see.
Yeah. And so then Gabrielle, asks Xena about King Gregor. So she goes on to explain that
like I've looked into his eyes, but he's not an evil man.
Yeah.
He's trying to save his kingdom from a cold-hearted murderer. His words, not mine.
Yeah. And Xena asks Ophelia about the box, and she tells her that Nemos keeps it with him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's always got it with him. And then oh my god, Xena asks, what is it? a way to get into the castle?
Or can she get her into the castle?
Can she get her into the castle? She said yes, but not tonight, because there's a festival going on.
And Xena's like, well, what happened at this festival?
Yeah, so she asks about the festival, and then Julia tells her this and that. And
it's just like an Italian get-together. There's dancing, there's drinking, and there's food.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
So she tells her that, and then the servants dance for...
Well, they pick a handful of servants out to dance. And then Nemo's chooses one.
Yeah.
To take to bed, essentially.
Yeah, and then asks if she's one of them. And then it gets like a light bulb, like, bing, hey, this is my way into the castle. So Xena uses that as a way to, you know, infiltrate the castle. So she goes in as one of the dancers.
Now, I have another fun fact.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a fun fact, and it's a critique all at the same time. And it's going to sound like I'm being really mean, but I'm not. I promise.
No.
I promise I'm not. I wouldn't do that because I love Lucy Lawless.
Yeah.
I love Lucy. So anyway, to get in the castle, and you know, Xena's dressed up as a dancer. Yeah. The eyes say everything.
Right.
You can tell it's Xena just from the eyes. Yeah. Nemo's has met her twice now.
Yeah, and he can't tell that it's her.
He can't tell that it's her. So that's an oops.
What an idiot.
So that's an oops. And definitely when he hears her speaking, he should know who it is.
He should have known it was her. But he didn't. But anyway.
So while they're dancing, this is the first time we see Xena dance. This is the first time we realize that Lucy Lawless has no rhythm.
She cannot dance. And she knows it.
She can't dance. She knows it. And she says that. That she can't dance.
Yeah.
And it was actually her idea because she was always a half step off from the dance, where she would either turn early or step too early or step too late or this or that. She was always half a step off from the other dancers. She came up with the suggestion, hey, you know, I'm going to circle the room to take me away from them. That way I don't look like I can't dance. So that's why you have her making the rounds around the room. And then she, you know, comes glued with her eyes on the box. Yeah. And then right when she reaches for the box,
King Gregor gets it.
Yes.
You know, what's this doing here? He asks Nemo. Feel safer if it's, you know, by me. Whatever he says.
He says, I feel like it'd be better protected with me.
Right.
So he takes it away.
Yes.
And Xena has her shit face.
I got crap.
Now, right here too, I have yet another fun fact. I have many fun facts in this one scene. That's like 3 already. So if you look at the table, the soldier on Nemo's right hand is played by Latham Gaines. And in this episode, he's credited as Castor. Not the one with the oil. No. Not Pollux' brother. Castor with a K. Well, Latham Gaines, you guys will remember, also plays Philemon's brother.
Plays Philemon's brother, yeah.
Minos?
Something like that, I don't know. In
Warrior Princess. And he also plays the rich guy in Liar, Liar, Hearts on Fire that has no talent, but he has money.
I didn't realize that one.
He just needs to bribe the judges. And he plays Zerat, the zealot priest, in Many Happy Returns. The one, for you guys that don't keep track of the episodes in your noggin, that's the one with the helmet of Hermes. Yeah. And the chick that's upset with Xena because she ruined her sacrifice. So the priest dude with the weird little goatee, that's him. And he is what you call a trick hat actor. For those of you guys that didn't listen in on the last podcast, trick hat actors are ones that are in 3 or more guest starring roles. Yeah. Like Carl Urban.
Carl Urban, who played multiple roles. I mean, Caesar, Cupid,
Mael in Altered States, Core.
Yeah.
And it was the blood. It's not Bloodlust. That's the supernatural episode with Amber Benson.
No, not that one. Oh, jeez, I don't remember.
Anyway, it's the one where after Yakut's dead, they go.
The one with
they go back. Where they have those clips from like Amazon High, the show that never got picked up.
Right.
And he plays Core.
Yeah.
In that, so yeah. Anyway, God, why can I not think of the name of that episode? Oh my God, it's probably because it's like almost 11 o'clock. So yeah,
but yeah, he played multiple roles. So I like the most Cupid.
He was very spunky looking when he played Cupid.
Yeah, that's my boy.
That's my boy.
So anyway, we all hated him as Caesar. But anyway.
But Lathan Gaines, you guys, one of the Trick Hat actors. Mm-hmm. Keep up with him. He also is in a couple of Hercules episodes as well. Okay. I can't remember who he plays in Hercules.
No, I have no idea.
But anyhow. And another fun fact.
Okay.
Castor is a recycled name.
Okay.
There was a character in the original episode, Sins of the Past, named Castor. He was written out of the shooting script, but he was in the original script. Okay. And he was essentially an old man that went back and told Gabrielle everything that Xena had done in her past. When Gabrielle got Amphipolus. So it's a recycled name. They wrote that character out, so they recycled it in this episode.
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
I know that. Okay,
that's what I'm here for.
Okay, so then we have King Gregor taking the box away. Mm-hmm. And then we have Gabrielle and Pandora, having a heart-to-heart about the baby.
Because Pandora, Xena's gotten Gabrielle to hand Pandora the baby. Right. And so the baby's pretty much glued to Pandora after that scene. And so Gabrielle's like, he's sweet, isn't he? And they're talking about like baby, and she's like, have you ever thought about having your own family? Yeah. And Pandora's like, no, I don't see the point in wasting time dreaming of things that I'll never have. And then she tells Gabrielle, she's like, but I wouldn't trade any of this. Mm-hmm. So you can see a maternal bond being built between Pandora and the baby. Because she's really good at calming the baby down, which was what spurred the conversation anyway, is the guards are looking for the baby. Right, and she starts singing to him to calm him down. So, and we actually see that somebody pretty special's cart has been overturned. Oh, yeah. Because somebody's looking for a baby in the cart and it's not there. Trying to get all his stuff, and they're all like rummaging through to, see if they can find the baby. And this is when we're first introduced to Falafel. So we don't know his name is Falafel until a later episode that he's in Prometheus episode. But for those of you that don't keep up with the episode titles, that's the one where Hercules and Aeolus come in and they need to free Prometheus because he's been chained down. I have subtexts for that one. Okay, we're not there yet. I know. So this is where we meet Falafel. It's just fun to say Falafel. My favorite word is palmolive. Palmolive. Okay. And I like onomatopoeia as well. Okay. I don't know what that is, but okay. So we meet Falafel. That's just fun to say. Okay. And then we cut to Nemos's bedchambers. Oh, yes. Where he's in there with Xena. But who he still doesn't recognize. No. So maybe he needs glasses. Anyhow. So, he's in there with Xena, and he's trying to get all frisky, and she's all trying to figure out where the king's bedchamber is. Right. And after she gets the answer, he says, pretty much, oh, that's enough talk of this. You spoke of pleasure, and she whacks him, and you spoke of pain. Knocks him out. And then she goes to the king's bedchambers. Yeah. And King Gregor is bent over a cobweb-covered baby crib, mourning his son. Yeah. And Xena's listening. I mean, she's watching, and she halfway feels bad for him, and then he starts crying, and she knocks him out. Mm-hmm. Again, you can really see that Xena has no patience. She's probably thinking, God, I woke up and there was a crying baby. We went to a cave. And then we came out of the cave, and then we went somewhere else to stay with the crying baby. And then there's a chick that's pouting because she lost her freaking box. And now there's a grown fucking man crying. You know, when does it end?
Poor guy, he's right there mourning his son.
And you can't help but feel bad for King Gregor.
He starts crying, he just gets knocked out. And you'll be like, that's enough of this bullshit.
Well, I mean, and you can't help but feel bad for him because, you know, he's like, why were you taken from me? I would have valued your life higher than my own. And it's like, oh, poor guy. And then Xena just...
Yeah, so she grabs the box and...
busts.
Yeah, grabs the box.
Well, she hears them first. She
hears them, right.
So you see her looking around the room thinking, oh, what can I do? What can I do?
Right. So they come barging in, and Nemos is pretty much like, you got nowhere to go.
Speaking of Nemos, this is also the very first episode that we have a New Zealand resident called Xena.
Xena, that's right.
You guys, if you pay attention to, especially the ones that are Kiwis, that are Auckland, New Zealand residents, because there's Kiwis and there's Maoris, two different sections of the island.
Okay.
And so the Kiwis that are there that they cast in Xena, they tend to, when they're trying to Americanize their accents, call her Xena.
Xena, yeah. Nemo, yeah, that's what we refer to as Xena.
Xena. Xena is in the castle.
So yeah, he's telling her, you know, he got nowhere to go.
She's like, I bet this will surprise you.
And
jumps out the window, and then we see that she's tied like a piece of silk around her ankle so she doesn't go boom.
He's just standing there like, what the really heck just happened?
Yeah. Nemos is a Fruit Loop dingus.
Yeah. So, you know, Xena gets down, and then
she sets the box down, she unties herself, and then she's like, Gabrielle! And then there's that weird, freaky, slow-mo sequence. And Gabrielle pops out, and she's still wearing her hood that just adds to the creep factor. And she's like, Xena, come here. And then you have Pandora walking all slow with her hands stretched out like the Nosferatu pose on her hand, and she resets the box, and then everything goes back to normal.
Back to normal speed.
Kind of reminds me of, you guys, I apologize in advance. I'm an uber nerd. Uber geek. Not only over like Xena, but also Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, and Lost Girl, and quite a few more things. But one of my top is Legend of Zelda. My favorite Legend of Zelda game is Majora's Mask.
Right.
Which came out, 1993. It was a direct sequel to Ocarina of Time. Anyway, so this scene always reminds me of Majora's Mask. And for those of you that don't know, like, the synopsis of it or whatever, you're trying to race. You have 3 days to solve everything in Majora's Mask before the moon crashes, and it crushes Clocktown.
Right.
Which is a parallel world that you've gone into because you've fallen through this big hole. And you landed on a Deku. But anyway, the end scene, if you run it on up to the end scene before the moon crashes, everything goes down and it starts going in slow motion before, like, the world's just gone. So that's what it reminds me of, because your clock's counting down to midnight.
Yeah.
And then that whole little weird slow-mo sequence, and then you reset, everything's fine.
Right.
So it's like Majora's Mask.
Yeah. Okay.
Legend of Xena.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay. So the box is reset. No, sorry. The box is reset. Everybody's relieved. And then Xena tells Gabrielle that, she's got to give the baby to the king.
And Pandora's like, well, no, the baby's going to live. It's going to fulfill the prophecy. And Xena's like, it's going to fulfill the prophecy. But he's got to go to King Gregor.
Yeah. So they're like confused, like, well, why? So then, so apparently the king is asleep. Xena's, sneaks back in again. But you would think that, with her sneaking in, that they would have upped the security, but no.
They couldn't. She killed all the guards.
Right. So she puts the baby in the crib. Mm-hmm. Starts crying. Wakes up the king. Mm-hmm. And so, he wakes up to the sound of a crying baby. He's like, what? What the heck? He gets up, he goes to the crib, and sees that, there's a baby in there. And then he looks over his shoulder, and Xena's standing there, watching. And
she tells him, if I wanted you dead, you'd be dead already.
You'd be dead already. Right.
And she's like, think about it. He's, the prophecy is going to come true. He'll take your throne, but as your heir, not as your conqueror.
Right. She says, this is a child without a father, and you're a father without a child. Mm-hmm. So, and then it clicks in his head like, oh, okay.
And he takes the baby, and he tells her, I think it's time for the people to meet their future king.
Right. And then in comes Nemos. He ain't having none of that. He'd be like thinking,
well, he said, have you lost your mind?
Right.
And King Gregor says, I've come to my senses.
Right.
And so they fuss, and Xena snatches the baby.
And runs out into the courtyard. And and this is where they play hot potato with the baby. So they run into the courtyard, and she sees Gabrielle, and pretty much, hey, Gabrielle, catch!
And you guys pay really close attention to the scene when she yells, Gabrielle, catch! And a shot of Gabrielle catching the baby.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that scene.
Hot potato baby.
Mm-hmm. So Xena's fighting after Gabrielle's caught the baby.
Right.
Then Gabrielle starts freaking out, so she's like, Xena! And then she throws the baby.
Yeah.
And Xena has oh shit look on her face.
Yeah.
And she barely snatches the baby before it hits the ground. And then she gives Gabrielle this look like, are you fucking kidding me? Freaking Codadian.
Sorry. Mm-hmm. And then she starts fighting.
And she throws the baby way up in the air.
He goes flying. Looks like he's enjoying himself. Mm-hmm. And then, she flashes and whatever. And catches the baby. And then hot potato again.
Gabrielle! And then Gabrielle says, oh no! And then if you guys watch this clip, it is a recycled clip. It's the same exact one that's shown like 30 seconds prior to. The same one of Gabrielle catching the baby. And you can tell that because Renee O'Connor's mouth doesn't sync up with her words. Mm-hmm. So.
And one of the guards that Xena knocks down, you see Falafel jumping on him and start pounding. You start smacking him. I thought that was funny.
And so we come down to the final showdown between Xena and Nemos. And Nemos tells Xena, he's like, you should have killed me when you had the chance. And she said, what makes you think I'm not going to?
Right.
So they fight. And he thinks he's got one over on her.
Right.
She's on the ground, and he's getting ready to slash. She catches his sword, and she flips him over.
Yep.
And so he pulls a dagger out. And she stabs him.
She stabs him.
And
He's
kills
dead.
him.
No more Nemos.
No more Nemos. Yay! Victory! Ding dong! The witch is dead. I'm sorry. The Wicked Witch. So, anyway.
So then
we see the oddest pairing in the entire show.
Pandora, King Gregor, and the baby.
Right. And King Gregor is pretty much assuring Pandora the box will be safe, the room's well protected, and she's like, well, I feel like I don't have to wander anymore. I'll still have to come and set the box every day.
Yeah.
And King Gregor's like, you could just stick around. The baby's going to need a mother.
Right.
I did a better job at a marriage proposal with a Funyun. I did. So then Pandora's like, well, Xena, isn't there anything that you want? And she only has one request, and here again we see what some think as subtext. Because her only request was
for them to name the baby Gabriel. That's what Gabrielle wanted to name
And that's what she thought would make Gabrielle happy. So instead of making herself happy, her thought was for Gabrielle.
Right.
So you can just imagine how all the message boards were. Oh, she put her partner's thought ahead of her own. Which, I mean, I would have done the same with you.
Yeah.
You know? But anyhow. So she goes to find Gabrielle. Who is standing in the room with the box.
That's right.
And she's all, I can't believe I touched the box.
She touched the box.
You have watched Finding Nemo too many times.
She touched the butt.
So, I know. I like Dory. Anyway, so Gabrielle's feeling all philosophical. You know, she's like, I don't understand. Pandora's grandmother was cursed because of this box, and Pandora's blessed because of it. Says, do you think it's fate, or is it all just chance? And Xena tells her, she's like, I think it all happened because you slept on a rock. And Gabrielle said, it did, didn't it? Like, yeah, that's mine. And she's like, come on, let's go.
They turn to walk out, and Gabrielle bumps into it and knocks the box down, and boop, it opens up.
And they discover that it's actually empty.
There's nothing in the box. It's all a bunch of lies.
So Gabrielle's like, what do we tell Pandora? And Xena said, we tell her the truth.
Hope has been and always will be.
In the hearts.
In the hearts of...
In the hearts of each and every one of us.
Yeah.
So, then the credits roll. And we have our very first disclaimer.
And it is...
No babies were harmed during the production of this motion picture.
Yay!
We like the disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Yes, you know what? I don't think there's one in the next one, but because they're kind of spotty.
Well, there should be.
I know, but there's one they're kind of spotty in a few places up until like they really are a staple like 12th, 13th episode. You can pretty much count on it being in every episode except for The Way. Because in The Way they did that.
Right.
The Indo-American Public Service announcement.
Yeah.
But anyway,
first disclaimer. Woohoo!
Yeah, us. But I think that does it for us, you guys.
That's it for Cradle of Hope.
Don't forget, running until May 28th.
May 28th.
Little Fish Theater. Renee O'Connor is going to be performing Dinner with Friends.
Yeah.
And we'll be at the show on the 27th.
The 27th, we will be there.
So
looking forward to that.
Me too. So if you guys are in the San Pedro area in California, or you can get to the San Pedro area,
right?
You guys should like hook yourself up with some tickets. They start at $27 each, and then they go up. Yeah. And they even have a meal ticket called Whale and Ale. And you get there and they feed you, and then you get to see the show.
Right.
So there's food. Yeah. You guys should go.
Yeah.
Go support
the theater thingy. So, yeah.
The theater thingy?
The theater thingy. What is it called? Oh, Little Fish Theater.
Little Fish Theater.
Yeah. I can't remember the name.
I said that earlier.
I know. Little Fish Theater. Go and support them.
Yeah, and you can look them up. Just Google Little Fish Theater. You can go to ShakespeareByTheSea.com.
They're on Facebook or on Twitter. So, yeah, and we'll post about it again.
Yeah.
We posted it already. We'll go ahead and throw up another post about it with all the information. So, yeah. I mean, like us, follow us. We're, like, everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram. No Tumblr.
No Tumblr.
No Tumblr.
Nobody said that they tumbled, so we're not tumbling with any of you people.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys let us know how we're doing. If you like the podcast, if you don't like the podcast, like us,
comment,
subscribe to us.
suggestions.
Please comment. We're comment whores. And like I think we only have one comment on the first video.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, we've gotten some awesome feedback on like Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
From other listeners.
We actually even got an email on the website, but you accidentally deleted it.
I'm sorry.
So we don't know who it was that sent it, but they seemed like really excited about the website and everything. So if you're out there listening, go ahead and shoot us another email. We promise we won't delete it this time.
Oh yeah, you guys. So about that, the website is live because Trista got finger happy and hit a button too fast. So I published it. It's a little half-cocked right now.
Yeah, it wasn't ready to be published, but it got published accidentally, which is fine. But
I've got like part of a fan fiction on there, and we do have the first few podcasts linked up on there.
Yeah.
And basic stuff.
Yeah, it's not finished yet.
No.
It wasn't supposed to be launched yet, but yeah.
It was ideally
I
pushed a button. It was ideally supposed to launch about June 1st.
Yeah.
Was my goal date for it, but that didn't happen because I got excited. So it is oh my god, what is it?
Babbling Bards?
Babblingbards.com.
Yeah.
The Babbling Bards.
The Babbling Bards.
www.thebabblingbards.com. So you guys head over there and check it out. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you won't. There's if you're on the home page, there's a fun little picture gallery that you guys should watch.
It's funny. It's cool. I like it. You did a good job.
I worked very hard on getting that thing orchestrated exactly the way I wanted it.
You did good.
So, anywho.
Alrighty, so yeah, leave us comments. Good, bad.
Ugly.
Yeah.
Tell us about your pet cat or your pet dragon, or we have pet cats and a pet dragon. I mean, it's a water dragon.
Yeah.
So, we want to hear from you guys.
Alright.
We care about you guys.
Yes, so that'll do it for this one.
Are we done?
Next one is Path Not Taken.
The Path Not
Taken. Alright.
That's one of those I'm not all that crazy about.
Mm-hmm.
I like Bobby Hosea.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant actor.
But I don't like Marcus.
I don't like Marcus.
No.
Something about him irks me.
Yeah.
But anywho.
Alrighty.
All right.
So that's it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you guys.
Alrighty. Bye.
We'll see you after later.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Good
Happy shoppers.
Good
night.